there is yet another story about the controversy surrounding the author J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter. Now, I'll confess I'm not really a Harry Potter fan because when the novels were published, I was already in my 20s. And I got sick to death of people asking, do you read Harry Potter? To which I would reply, no, because I'm a fucking adult. But I do admire Rowling with her stance on women's rights and for highlighting the way that women are subtly being erased from the English language. This has led to some extremist trans activists labelling her a TERF, a trans exclusionary radical feminist. But what is it that she actually did? In 2018, she liked a tweet that said that trans women are men in dresses. So that may be a little cruel, but it is accurate. In 2020, she raised concern over the term people who menstruate, saying there used to be a word for that. So here we see the word woman, a word to describe half the human race, being removed to appease a handful of activists. In 2021, she also raised concern about Scottish law, and Rowling is a McJock herself, saying that a male sex offender, upon being sentenced, could identify as a woman and would have to be put into a female-only prison. She also wrote a story in which a man disguised himself as a woman in order to carry out a murder. So unless I'm missing something, there's nothing actually transphobic in there. But when we add to that, she's a self-made billionaire who used to be a victim of both physical and sexual violence, I'm interested in her opinion. But now, mercifully, a person has come up with a way for readers to enjoy the Harry Potter novels without being subjected to Rowling's hateful transphobia, which we've just established doesn't fucking exist. And because the person at the centre of this story is themselves trans, it goes without saying that they're stunning and brave. This is Law, spelt Laura with the A missing, so I'm guessing that's what his, her or their name used to be. Law is a trans man, so most likely she's a biological woman with severe mental health problems, but rather than seeing a therapist, has instead opted to smash her body full of hormones such as testosterone, which will do irreparable damage to her immune system, or his immune system. But then given the sky-high levels of, let's say, self-deletion among trans people after they had the surgery and realised that their life hasn't improved, we probably don't need to worry about long-term health effects. That's fucking horrible. What Law has done to make the novels less threatening, in his, her or its own words, is to create a safe space for readers to enjoy Harry Potter. Once again, stunning and brave. Law is a bookbinder and a bartender, although I suspect most of its income comes from bartending. But what he, she or they does is to purchase second-hand copies of the Harry Potter novels, then removes the copyright pages, thus removing any reference to J.K. Rowling. After that, the book is then rebound with new covers, so there's no reference to the hateful TERF. What a fucking inspiration. The thing is, removing the author's name doesn't alter the text. If you believe that Rowling is transphobic, which I don't, you're still going to be reading the same fucking book. You could take Adolf Hitler's name off Mein Kampf. I guarantee the text will still be somewhat anti-Semitic. And what of the cost for one of these reimagined safe spaces? A second-hand book with some pages removed and new covers. Well, Law lives in Toronto and charges for one book $230 Canadian. That is the equivalent of £140. Meaning, if you want the full set, that's just shy of £1,000. £1,000. And given you can go into pretty much any British supermarket and buy a new paperback Harry Potter novel for around £8.99, that markup seems a bit fucking steep. For the cost of buying all those books, you could buy all of the Harry Potter novels with the original titles, get a permanent marker to cross Rowling's name out, and have enough money left over to go to Spain for a fucking week to read them. But in my opinion, this bartender and bookbinder, I don't blame them for doing what they do, because if they've managed to tap into a market where people are so bloody stupid, they'll pay £140 for something they could get for £1 from a charity shop, then good luck. In fact, I'd love a list of all of Law's customers, so I could phone them up and sell them some magic beans. However, this story made it into a national newspaper here in the UK. So I'm praying that J.K. Rowling reads that story and then sues the shit out of Law, because surely a law is being broken, no pun intended. But of course she can't do that because Law is a trans man. So if she tries to take him to court, she's being transphobic. As ever, thanks for watching.